Listen, adjusted. What's going on, bro? How y'all doing? Shalom, guys. What's wrong with my, Shalom, everybody. For some reason, I'm not seeing the list up here. I don't know what's going on. TikTok's so weird. Hey, Brother Papel. Oh, you ain't gonna be able to sleep tonight, brother. You might, you might as well just forget that. Yeah, you're gonna have a rough time. Take a couple of those, what they gave you. You'll fall asleep. I know all about that. I promise. Bite down on a tea bag, Emmanuel, if you got any, or go buy some tomorrow. It really helps. It'll help the clotting in your tooth. Yeah, no problem, guys. We're just going to be going over the gathering of the elect. Like, I was going back through my notes, and I was just like, I didn't even write down a quarter of them where I could have touched on this topic because this is so much. But we're going to talk about some of it because it can't be up all night. How many people are in the live? I can't even see. It's not even telling me. I don't know what the heck's going on. I just want to make sure everybody that wanted to be here is here. I can't even view who's here or nothing. It's not. There's nothing here. I don't know what the heck's going on. Okay. I hope that that gentleman I was trying to speak to earlier comes. I'd like him to come. Yeah, it's not showing a number for me. I don't know why. Like I can't view who's in my live or nothing. I don't know what the heck's going on. It's all right though. Anywho, so what we're going to be talking about are just we're just going to be going over some of the scriptures and multiple different prophets talking about the gathering of the elect and the context that's around it so we can get a better idea of what to look for because the Christian church would like you to believe that this gathering of the elect is Jesus coming and pulling you up in the air and you're going to heaven and that's it and you're going to stand there and look down and watch the world burn. No. No, no, unfortunately, that is not how that's going to happen whatsoever. If you're new in here, I would advise you to stick around because we're going to go into every, well, not every, but we're going to go through multiple different prophets where it talks about the gathering of the elect from the four winds. Well, now it's showing. Yes, I know that, brother. That's what we're going to be talking about. I know that's what I've been teaching for the past year now. It's a second Exodus. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can do this on my phone instead. I just got a new phone case for my phone because my old one was just done. So it's one of them wallet cases. All right. Yay, my daughter didn't run the battery out of this thing. I bought this for me for Bible studying, and the kids kind of just, took over it. Oh, all right. Sorry, guys, I'm getting this started up. Loading this. Oh, by the way, guys, if you haven't heard of Logos Bible, it has the Lexham version in it where it says Yahweh and Yeshua, and it's a pretty accurate version if you guys are interested. But this was the version I was using when I was studying the Bible on my tablet, and it is just taking so long to load right now. What the heck is going on here? And now it's screaming at me. You guys hear me okay? Yes.
Can you put these batteries on my Hello Kitty, right?
Yeah, give me a minute, okay, sweetheart? This thing is going crazy on me right now. All right, so we're going to go into Joel chapter 3, and just give me 1 second, guys. I got to go do something for my daughter real quick, so give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. Oh, okay, we're back. So sorry, guys. Joel chapter 3 is where we're going to be going. I don't need this light anymore. All right, y'all ready? Hey! I don't know who you are, but hey. All right, Joel chapter 3. It says, "For look, in those days and in that time, when I will return the fortunes of Judah and Jerusalem, I will gather all the nations." There you go. There's the gathering of the elect right there. Gather all the nations. "And I will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat," which is the valley of peace. "And I will argue a case against them there concerning my people and my inheritance Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations. And my land that they have divided, for my people they cast lots, and they traded a male child for the prostitute, and for the female child they sold for wine, and they drank it. What are you to me, O Tyre, O Sidon, and all of the reigns of Philistia, Palestine? Are you repaying to me what is deserved? If you are recompensing me, I would return swiftly and quickly what you deserve on your head. For you have taken my silver and my gold, and my beautiful treasures you have carried into your temples. And the sons of Judah and Jerusalem you sold to the sons of the Greeks, in order to remove them from their border. Look, I am rousing them from the place where you have sold them, and I will return what you deserve on your head. I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they will sell them to the Sabaeans and to a nation far away, for Yahweh has spoken." Okay, guys, it's talking about all this stuff that the locust army had done in the prior chapter in Joel chapter 2. If you guys are new here and you don't know what the locust army is, Joel chapter 2 is the locust army, guys. So if you want to learn what the locust army is, go read Joel chapter 1 and Joel chapter 2, because the locust army is the indignation. It's the first half of the tribulation. Well, it's called the indignation in the King James Bible, but in my Bible it calls it the displeasure. It's the same thing. I don't know I can't remember what they call it in the ESV because I didn't even know what that meant when I was studying the ESV. Just like everybody else, I'm learning, going along, learning just like everybody else. I'm nothing special, y'all. In verse 9, it says, "Proclaim this among the nations, prepare for war. Stir up the mighty warriors, let them approach and come. Let all the men of war approach. Beat your cutting tools into iron, into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weakling say, I am a mighty warrior. Hurry and come, all the nations from all around, and gather yourselves." Again, gathering. Then they're going to this one place, which is the south. We'll get into that a little bit if you guys want to. I might steer off here and there every once in a while so we can get better context of what we're reading. Can you talk about the mother spirit? Um, are you talking about wisdom in Proverbs? Because it's just a parable, my dear. It's actually our Messiah. Or are you talking about the woman that gave birth? Because if you want to learn about that stuff, okay, Revelation 12. The woman is Israel, okay, a remnant of Israel. And during this time, before tribulation, there's what's called birth pains, okay? And each time birth pains start to begin, just like a woman in labor, you begin to contract and then ease, contract and ease, and then it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And then the contractions, just like a woman in labor, they start getting closer together, closer together, closer together until it's finally time to give birth. I only know that because I've witnessed 4 children being born, by the way. So But anyways, it's the same principle with the stress that's happening on the earth as these contractions begin. What you're looking for is in Isaiah 66, dear. If you want to understand the full context of that, it's all in Isaiah 66. The woman that gives birth to a nation. And that man child is the 144,000. And the woman is given a place to be hidden away in the wilderness. That is a remnant. The 144,000 are selected out of the remnant. They will be sealed. And I'm not going to say what the seal is. It is in prophecy. But that's something that if you really look, guys, I know a lot of people are get upset with me when I say, that the 144,000 information is in the prophets. It'll tell you what you need to do. And a lot of people get upset with me when I don't reveal it. Guys, I can't reveal that stuff to you. It's not it's not up to me. I can't do it. And it's not that I don't know it, because I can assure you I do. It's just, it's got to be a revelation from the Father to you guys. Study the prophets. Slow it down. Don't try to rush through it when you're reading it. Go word for word. If you're not getting stuck on single verses for an hour or two, you're not doing it right, guys. I mean, you really need to just be studying very hard on this stuff, because it's parables, it's prophetic speech, and 9 times out of 10, if you're thinking that it means something, it means something completely different. That's usually how prophecy works. All right, so back to what I was reading. Verse 10, it says, "Beat your cutting tools of iron into swords and pruning hooks into spears. Let the weakling say, I am a mighty warrior." We're talking about the 144,000 here, guys. "Hurry and come, all the nations from all around, and gather yourselves there. Bring down your mighty warriors, O Yahweh. Let the nations be roused, and let them come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And there I will sit to judge all the nations from all around. Send forth the sickle." There's your sickle in Revelation 14. Talking about when Messiah said, "Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the earth is ripe, ready for harvest." Yeah, this is what it's talking about. It's the 144,000, guys. So if you guys really want to know about the 144,000, you need to be paying attention to this, because it's talking about it right now. Send forth the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Go tread, for the winepress is full. The vats overflow, because their evil is great. Commotion, commotion in the valley of decision, for the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon grow dark, and the stars have withheld their splendor, and Yahweh roars from Zion. And Jerusalem he utters his voice, and the heavens and the earth shake. But Yahweh is a refuge for his people, and a protection for the children of Israel. And you will know that I, Yahweh, your God, am dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain, and Jerusalem will be a place of holiness, and strangers will pass through it no more. No more strangers, no more flooding of immigration. When the two sticks become one, they will become one people and one land, and no more flooding of immigration, guys. That's all going to be done for. But this flood, this mighty flood of immigration that's happening right now, is the displeasure, guys. That's why I came on. I said, yeah, tribulation's most likely going to happen today. I mean, this year, and I really shouldn't have spoke out about it, because in all reality, it could be just another big contraction, another big, another big contraction, or it could be a start of something. Everything's starting to pick up really fast. I mean, right now, TikTok is just being absolutely flooded with what's going on in UK and in Ireland right now. It's just out of this world. But that is part of the tribulation beginning. He's going to use the Muslim people to do it. That's what prophecy says. And you will know, verse 17, you will know that I, Yahweh, your God, am dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain, and Jerusalem will be a place of holiness, and strangers will pass through it no longer. And it will happen on that day, the mountains will drip new wine, new doctrine, not wine, not the wine that you drink, but new doctrine. I lost my place. And the hills will flow with milk, and the channels of Judah will flow with water, wisdom. A spring from the house of Yahweh will come forth, and it will water the valley of the acacia trees. Egypt will become a desolation, which Egypt is America, and it will become a desolation. And Edom will become a desolate desert because of the violence they did against the children of Judah, in whose land they have shed innocent blood, but Judah will be inhabited forever, and Jerusalem for all generations. I will cleanse their blood guilt that I did not cleanse, for Yahweh is dwelling in Zion. What do you think that means? I will cleanse their blood guilt that I did not cleanse, for Yahweh is dwelling in Zion. It's talking about when the 144,000 guys, when they slay the earth. Okay. All right, Micah chapter 2, guys. Excuse me. All right, Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to those who plan wickedness and evil deeds upon their beds. In the light of the morning they did it. Because they have power in their hands, they covet fields and seize them, and houses, and they take them away. They oppress a man in his house, a man in his inheritance. Ain't that happening right now, y'all? It sure is. Therefore, thus said Yahweh, look, I am planning disaster against this family, from which you will not be able to remove your necks. You will not walk proudly, for it is a time of disaster. In that day, they will raise a proverb against you and will wail a bitter wailing, saying, we are utterly ruined. He exchanges the portion of my people. how he removes it from me. He apportions our fields to an apostate. Therefore, you will have no one casting a line by lot in the assembly of Yahweh. Do not preach. They are preaching. They should not preach to these. Disgrace will not overtake us. Where was I? Should this be, O house of Jacob? Is the patience of Yahweh shortened? Are these his deeds? Are my words not pleasing to him who walks upright, walking in the law? But recently my people have risen up as an enemy. From before this cloak you strip off the robe from those passing by in confidence, returning from war. You have driven out the women of my people from the house of their pleasure. For their children you have taken away from my glory forever. Arise and go, for there is no resting place on account of uncleanness that destroys with painful destruction. If a man walks about in spirit of deception and lies, saying, I will preach to you of wine and strong drink, there's your false doctrine, then he would be a preacher for this people. I surely gather all of you, O Jacob, gathering of the elect. I will surely gather together the remainder of Israel. Oh, okay. The remainder of Israel. Oh, wait a minute. I thought this was going to be a gathering before everything went bad. Nope. Nope. Not even close. It's those who remain, guys, after the tribulation, who survived, who didn't get unalived in the tribulation. Those who are left will be gathered. You have to make it through it first, guys. Verse 12, I will surely gather all of you, O Jacob. I will gather together the remainder of Israel. I will set them like sheep of Basra, like a herd in the midst of their pasture. They will be in tumult from people. The one who breaks out before them goes up. They break through and pass the gate, going out through it. Their king passes before them, Yahweh at their head. Talking about Messiah. Gosh. Let's see here. I wrote down a bunch of notes for tonight. Go to Micah chapter 4. Micah chapter 4, verse 1. And it shall be that at the end of those days, the mountain of the house of Yahweh will be established as the highest of the mountains, and it will be lifted up above all the hills. It'll be the most prosperous place in the whole world during the 1,000-year millennial reign. Those who made it in there. And people will stream to it. Again, gathering of the elect. The peoples will flow to it. And many nations will come and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh and to the temple of the God of Jacob, that they may teach us his ways, and that we may walk in his paths. For the law will go out from Zion, the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem, and he will judge between many peoples, and will, the heck word is that? Arbitrate, that was a weird word choice, for strong nations far away. And they will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not lift up sword against a nation, and they will no longer learn war. But they will sit, each under his vine, each under their own people, and under his fig tree, and no one will make them afraid, for the mouth of Yahweh of hosts has spoken. For all the nations walk, each in the name of its God, but we will walk in the name of Yahweh, our God, forever and ever. You understand that, guys? We're not going to walk with these Trinitarian Christians and their God. We're going to stick with this God, our Elohim, Yahweh of hosts. In that day, declares Yahweh, I will assemble the one who limps, and I will gather the one who has been scattered, and those whom I have mistreated. Those who have been through hell and hell and back on this earth. The ones that get mistreated every day. The ones that nobody wants to talk to. Even before you were in truth. You were always that one that everybody avoided. I know, I used to be that person. I still am. It's nothing new to me. Yeah. All those people that have been through hell and back on this earth, who have hated this earth and hated everything that's been going on in it, who have been mistreated by the world and the people in it for nothing. He's talking about y'all, guys, so you might want to open your ears. Of those whom I have mistreated, and I will make the one who limps a remnant. Oh, interesting. And the one driven far away, a strong nation. And Yahweh will reign over them on Mount Zion from now to forever. And you, O Migdal Eder, hill of the daughter of Zion, to you it will come. And the former dominion will come, the reign of the daughter of Jerusalem. So then, why do you shout aloud? Is there no king in you? Has your counselor perished? The pangs, there, my dear, you who were just asking about the woman in labor. Listen, because it's about to talk about this. Oh, totally lost my spot. Right there, verse 9. Has your counselor perished? The pangs, like a woman in labor, have seized you. Writhe and groan, O daughter of Zion. That's who it's talking about. Like a woman in labor. For now will go forth from the city, and you will camp in the field. You will go to Babylon. There you will be rescued. There Yahweh will redeem you from the hand of your enemies. And now many nations are gathered against you, who are saying, let her be defiled, and let her eyes gaze upon Zion. The floods, the flooding of many waters, the agitation of the seas, guys. Let me read that again. And now many nations, many ethnicities, because that's what nation means in Hebrew. It means ethnicities, different breeds of people. Many nations are gathered against you, who are saying, let her be defiled, and let our eyes gaze upon Zion, the peoples, because they want what we have. They're going to try to steal the house of Yahweh for themselves. That's Psalms 83. All these nations that are flooding, they're going to destroy everything, guys. I hope you know. If you're thinking about staying here in America, or in Ireland, or in UK, or any of those places, Poland, Sweden, Iceland, if you plan on hunkering down there, you're going to die. Just going to keep it 100% real with y'all. Because these nations are going to be absolutely destroyed. And all those people that flooded in them are the ones that are going to do the destroying. So, no, you won't be able to hide. There you will be rescued. There Yahweh will redeem you from the hand of your enemies. And now many nations are gathered against you, who are saying, let her be. I just read that, sorry. But they do not know the thoughts of Yahweh, and they do not understand his plan. Oh, what's his plan? That he has gathered them as sheaves to his threshing floor. Oh, he gathered them to that place to do his displeasure, but they are going to be a part of that threshing floor. 144,000 is going to, like that. Guys, one will chase 1,000, and two shall put 10,000 to flight. Oh, yeah. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion. 144. For your horn I will make as iron, Messiah, and your hooves are bronze, and you will break many peoples in pieces, and their grain you will devote to destruction to Yahweh, and their wealth to Yahweh of the whole earth. The 144,000 is going to break the nations, people. I know a lot of people are thinking when they get here, they're just going to give everybody a big hug. No, no. When Israel's power, and I'm not talking about that place over there, Israel. When Israel, as a people who are scattered to the four winds, who are more than the sand of the sea, when their power is almost gone, y'all, almost gone, and they're almost completely destroyed. That's why it's called those who remained, the gleanings of the harvest. You know, when you go to harvest, like say an apple tree, and some fall to the floor, but the majority you have collected, the gleanings that are left, the very few that are left that you left behind on the ground, that is the remainder. That's what a gleaning is. The remnant of Israel will be the gleanings, those left behind. I mean, not left behind, but left over. And you will break many peoples in pieces, and their gain you will devote to destruction to Yahweh, and their wealth to Yahweh of the whole earth. Yep, there it is. Those remaining, yes. And we'll get into that a little bit. And I'm going to finish this. I'm going to finish this live with something for you guys. But right now, I'm just going down the list that I haven't covered here on TikTok yet. Guys, I'm trying to drink zero sugar Sprite. You want to talk about nasty? Ooh, gosh. Yeah, you got gleaming brain cells. Yeah, I feel that way sometimes too. I feel that's because I know this stuff. I'm telling you, bro. Uh, when you get on a topic like this and you study it out like in depth and you try to lay down at night, you're just laying down thinking about it all night, man. I'm telling you, like you will not go to sleep because you'll be just trying to connect dots all the way through it, and it'll make your brain go crazy. All right, so Zephaniah 3. Where is my Zephaniah 3? And it's going to give us a little bit of something. I'm trying to get, how many witnesses have I give you about the gathering of the elect? Let me count, because I want to give you 4. And then I'm going to show you guys 2 cool things. What time is it anyways? Okay, so this will be 4th witness to the gathering of the elect and how it'll go down. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, people are something lately. All right, Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to you, O rebellious and defiled one, the oppressing city. She listens to no voice. She does not accept correction. Who? Daughter of Zion, maybe? The woman? Yeah. She listens to no voice. She does not accept correction. In Yahweh, she does not trust. Because they don't. Israel doesn't trust in Yahweh right now. Who are they looking to trust right now? Some politician to come save everything? Donald Trump. I'm not saying Donald Trump's the Antichrist. I'm not. Don't put words in my mouth. Because I've came across some very deep information in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and that's all I'm going to tell you on that. It gives you a pretty good description of what he looks like, and yeah, you can go study that. She listens to no voice. She does not accept correction. In Yahweh, she does not trust. To her God, she does not draw near. Her officials in her midst are roaring lions, our government officials, the people ruling over us. Her judges are evening wolves. Oh, yeah. They leave nothing until the morning. Her prophets are arrogant men of treachery. Her priests have defiled that which is holy. They do violence to the law, the Torah. Tell me, guys, do any of these preachers and prophets, so-called prophets, even talk about the law at all? Nope. This is last day's prophecy, by the way, because it's about to talk about the gathering of the elect. The whole reason why that this is happening, this tribulation, this gathering, It's because of the priests and the prophets that have been around for the last 2,000 years, preaching lawlessness, not telling people the difference between the clean and the unclean, or celebrating the Sabbath, or any of that stuff. They don't teach any of that crap. It's not crap, I'm sorry. They don't teach any of that stuff, guys. And that's why we're going to be going through this tribulation. Is because Yahweh, that's why in Revelation 17 or 18, it makes it very clear. Her sins, sin is transgression of the law. Her sins have reached the heavens, guys. He's not fed up right now. He is fed up. That's why he's sending these nations over here. Her prophets are arrogant men of treachery. Her priests have defiled that which is holy. They do violence to the law. Yahweh is righteous in her midst. He does not do wickedness. Morning by morning he renders his judgment. At dawn he does not fail. But an evil one knows no shade. I have cut off nations. Their strongholds are deserted. I have laid waste their streets so that no one passed through. Their cities have been destroyed and are without man, without inhabitant. Is that not happening right now? Gaza, Palestine, all these other countries, Haiti, they're being destroyed. That's what he's talking about, guys. They're going to be destroyed. All these little nations that you can't even find on a map that you've never even heard of are being destroyed right now. I have said, surely she will fear me. She will accept discipline. Then her dwelling place will not be cut down, nor all that I have brought upon her. Surely they rise early. They make all their deeds corrupt. They're not listening. All these children of Israel right now, or those who are so self-proclaiming Israel, they're not listening. They don't want to hear it. Therefore, wait for me. Wait for him, as we're supposed to be watching, guys. Wait for me, a declaration of Yahweh, for the day of my rising as a witness, for my decision is to gather the nations. Gathering of the elect, there it is again. To assemble kingdoms, to pour out my wrath upon them, all my burning anger. For by fire of my anger, the 144,000 and the Messiah, all the land shall be consumed, because then I will make the speech of the nations pure. He's going to give us a clean lip. That's Hosea chapter 2. He'll take the Baal names out of our mouths, and we'll speak a clean lip. That all of them might call on the name of Yahweh to serve him in unison. For beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, oh, some of you might not know this, my worshippers and the daughter of my scattered ones shall bring my offering. Very interesting. Very interesting to those who don't know this prophecy. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. Wait a minute. I thought that was over there in Israel is where the promised land is. Why is he saying that he's going to gather the remnant to beyond the rivers of Ethiopia in Africa? What's up with that? Interesting. Go over to Isaiah 18. Isaiah 18. Isaiah 18 verse 1. Ah, land of the whirring winds, the whirlwinds, the 144,000, where it'll begin, which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. Interesting. That sends messenger by sea, by the peoples, and in vessels of papyrus and the surface of the waters. Peoples. Go, swift messengers, to a tall and smooth nation, to a people feared near and far, a mighty, mighty, and trampling nation whose land rivers divide. Whoa. You know what it's talking about, y'all? It's talking about Jacob and those tall trees. All you inhabitants of the world and dwellers on the earth, when a signal is raised on the mountains, you must look. And when a trumpet is blown, the trumpet, you must listen. For Yahweh said this to me, I will be quiet, and I will look from my dwelling place like a clear heat because of light, like a cloud of dew in the heat of harvest. Last half of tribulation. For before the harvest, when the blossom is complete and a blossom becomes ripening fruits, and one cuts off the shoots with pruning hooks, and one removes, tears away the tendrils, they shall all be left for birds or prey on the mountains and for the animals of the earth, and the birds of prey will pass the summer on it, and every animal of the earth will winter on it. Well, that's deep, guys. That's a deep parable right there. The great wedding supper of the land. Come ye, birds, feast on flesh, carcasses that fell. Guys, that's what it's talking about. It's the time of his wrath, 144, when they've slayed everybody, and their carcasses are left on the ground for the animals, the beasts of the earth to come and consume. Great, great feast, great wedding supper. For where the vultures are. That's right, Tammy. Yep. At that time, a gift will be brought to Yahweh of hosts. The remnant from a tall and smooth people. Tall trees, Jacob smooth. Esau was hairy. And from a people feared near and far, a mighty, mighty and trampling nation, whose land the rivers divide, to the place of the name of Yahweh of hosts, the mountain of Zion. Where is this mountain of Zion again? Let's go back up to verse 1. Where is it again? Oh, this is just a second witness right here. Ah, the land of whirring wings. Interesting. Which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. Oh, but that place over there called Israel's the promised land. Not according to two witnesses, Zephaniah 3 and Isaiah 18. By 2 to 3 witnesses shall a matter be established, right? Right? I think we just established that matter. What do you think? Where we'll be going, where the gathering of the elect will take place. It's not that place over there in Israel, that so-called place Israel. I'm telling you right now, if you go there, you're going to be very much a part of Isaiah 63. Who is that comes from Edom with his garments dyed in red? The Messiah, slaying Edom. No, it's not the Middle East people. Guys, I don't know. If you haven't studied genealogies, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and say it again. I said it in a video. If you haven't studied genealogies, you need to study the genealogies. And do this, okay? This was what helped me. And a lot of people will frown upon it, but I really don't give a damn. You need to look at what happens when certain people mix with certain peoples and the result of having a child, and what that child will come out in its appearance. And you will know that after mixing in and mixing out and mixing in and mixing out, that's where you got the Middle Eastern people. I would love to go very in depth on this and just break it all down for you guys to understand, but you need to study facial features. You need to study the hair. You need to study the eyes, because it all plays in a role. Noses, all of it. It all has a role to play, guys, to help you understand. Not only did I study the genealogy, but I also studied what happens, the result of mixing. Exactly, bro. Yes. Exactly, Truth Seeker. From mixing with the Canaanites and mixing back in and then mixing back out and mixing back in and then mixing back in and mixing back in. And that's why now Esau looks just like Jacob. They're twins. But they mixed out, they mixed in, they mixed out, mixed in, mixed in, mixed in. You got Genesis 36 to tell you this stuff. And now they look just like Jacob, but they have Canaanite blood running through their veins, and they do evil by nature. And 9 times out of 10, it's those on the left, if you know what I mean. Cake unturned. Yep. Oh, it gets deep, guys. Dude, you guys don't even know how deep I would love to just. I would get kicked off of this app. I could go. I could go real deep on this. All right, hold on. What time is it? Oh, still got an hour. Goody, like that. More time. Love talking about this stuff, guys. Zechariah. We're gonna go over to Zechariah 10. Where is it? 10. And we're going to be talking about the latter rains. There's a bunch of stuff in this topic right here, guys. The latter rains, the 144,000, and the gathering of the elect. It's going to be a pretty in-depth chapter right here in chapter 10. You hate cake, dude? I love cake, but I can't stand those Walmart cakes or Food Lion cake or whatever you want to call them cakes. They put way too much sugar on that. I can't even put it in my mouth, dude. It's like diabetes in a little chunk, ready to give you a heart attack. All right, so I'm gonna take this off real quick so you guys don't hear me again this time, and I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. Okay, I'll be right back. Did you hear that? Better not have. I left my headset here and everything. Oh gosh. Hey man, we're all human here, okay? You heard the dog? I don't know where my dog is right now. He's around here somewhere. I'm so sorry that happened, y'all. Hey, we're all human. So I'm going to read this one for you guys, and then we're going to go over two really cool prophecies. One of them you already know, and the other one you probably don't know. It's going to be really good, I promise. So just give me a second break. All this talking got my mouth all dry and stuff. Oh, God. All right. Okay. TikTok's yelling at me again. All right. Zechariah 10. Okay. Ask rain from Yahweh in the season of the spring rain. The latter rains, guys. That's when he pours out his spirit upon the elect, the remnant, guys. Yahweh who makes storm clouds, and he gives showers of rain to them, to everyone, vegetation in the field, because everyone is the vegetation in the field. This earth is the field, and he's promising to rain upon us, and we will grow, guys. That's what this talk about. Because the household gods speak deceit, and those who practice divination see a lie, and the dreamers of vanity speak in vain. Therefore the people wander like sheep. They are afflicted because there is no shepherd. There is none right now. All these lying pastors who just want to read Paul all day? No. Nope, they're no shepherds. They're wolves in sheep's clothing, stealing from you, taking from you, sucking the wealth out of you. My anger burns against the shepherds. I don't think you guys realize how much trouble these priests and prophet people that are in these Baptists, Lutherans, Catholics, Protestants, Mormons, whatever church you want to call it. He is pissed, okay? And I know that from reading multiple prophecies of these last days talking about the priest and the prophet, guys. I'm telling you right now, he is pissed. And they are going to be in some serious doo-doo, okay? When he comes back. My anger burns against the shepherds, and I will punish the leaders, because Yahweh of hosts watches over his flock, the house of Judah. And he will make them like majestic horse in war. 144. From then, the cornerstone will go out. Who is the cornerstone? I think Paul mentioned that, right? It's also in Isaiah 28. Messiah, the cornerstone, will go out from them, the tent peg from them, the battle bow, and from them every ruler altogether. And they will be like warriors, trampling in mud of the streets in the battle. They will fight because Yahweh is with them. I hope you know this is talking about the 144,000 guys. Trampling in the mud on the streets in the battle, they will fight because Yahweh is with them, and they will put to shame the riders of horses. The four horsemen, those flooding our nations, the red, black, white, and green, Palestine, Gaza, Libya, Lud, Egyptian, Iraq. Starting to see the bigger picture here, guys. Sleeper cells, that's right. And they will be like warriors trampling in the mud of the streets in battle. They will fight because Yahweh is with them, and they will put to shame the rider of horses, put to shame those who are riding on the four horsemen. And I will strengthen the house of Judah, and the house of Joseph I will save, and I will bring them back because I have compassion on them, the gathering of the elect. I'm going to bring them back. And they will be as if I had not rejected them. For I am Yahweh their God, and I will answer them. And the people of Ephraim will be like a warrior, and their heart will be glad as with wine. The doctrine, new doctrine, by the way, this doctrine, what I'm teaching you guys right now. And their children will see and rejoice, and their heart will shout and exult. I can't say that word. Exaltation. Okay, got it. And Yahweh, I will whistle to them and gather them. For I have redeemed them, and they will become numerous as they have been numerous before. Though I sow them amongst the nations, remember, he scattered us amongst the heathen, and we've been sowed amongst the nations. In the distant places they will remember me. And we are remembering him, are we not? We're waking up. We're like, no, we've been doing this wrong for a long time. We're remembering him, just as he said that we would. We're remembering him now, guys. And they will stay alive with their children, and they will return. They're not going to be unalive during the time of the tribulation. They will be given a highway. The 144 is going to lead them to that land. We've already had people scout the land, and more people are going to scout the land. We're just going to say it as far as I'm going to take that. And they will stay alive with their children, and they will return. And I will bring them back from the land of Egypt, America. Egypt is America, guys. And from Asher, which is the east side, just like Moses' brother. And I will gather them to the land of Gilead and Lebanon. I will bring them until no room will be found for them there. And he will pass through the sea of distress, and he will strike the waves of the sea, the peoples, the nations, the tongues. Let me read it again. He will pass through the sea, the nations, the tongues, the peoples of distress, because it's the time of the nations. Luke 16, Luke 21. And he will strike the waves of the sea, and all the depths of the Nile will dry up. The Nile, what we've been drinking from, the doctrine we've been getting from Egypt. It's all going to dry up. It's going to be no more. because we'll be drinking a new wine from the Father. The pride of Assyria will be brought low, and the scepter of Egypt will depart. I will make them strong in Yahweh, and in his name they will walk, declares Yahweh. There it is. Pretty cool, huh? Guys, I just want to praise Yahweh on this. You know, I got to give every bit. I know I'm happy right now, and I know I seem like I'm in a boastful way, but I'm not. I'm just in joy because a year ago I wouldn't have been able to read this stuff to you. I wouldn't be able to read chapters to you. This book has almost been completely unlocked for me. Yes, I'm still reading it, and I have to stop and learn. But Yahweh has really allowed me to understand, and it just makes me feel so loved, you know. And and that he's imputed to me this understanding that I can come on here. He's put trust in me to come on here and share this stuff with you guys. Like, that's an honor, guys. I can't tell you, that is an honor to come on here and tell you guys truth that the church hasn't been telling you guys for the past 2,000 years. He's imputed this to me. And it's, words can't explain it sometimes. Sometimes I lay at night and think, why? 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 I don't know, but I'm glad he did. And I'm very grateful for it. I really, really am. And I love sharing it with you guys. I love breaking it down so you guys can understand. I love it. It's such a passion for me when you guys learn something and people message me and say, "Man, that was awesome. I learned something." It just brings so much joy in me because his children are waking up. We're realizing what we're supposed to be doing. And if we keep doing this, we're going to live in peace and serenity and liberty, and we will have no more war, guys. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous, the things that we're going to be witnessing, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. Man, I I lay down thinking about this stuff all the time, just living in a peaceful land with no evil in it, and everybody's keeping the law. Man, that just I meditate on that stuff all the time, guys. How wonderful that would be. Everybody is full of love and joy with each other. Nobody's backbiting and taking advantage of people's kindness, and none of that stuff is going to fly in the new kingdom, guys. It will not fly. Will that be happening? Yes, but guess what? They're not going to get away with it like they do here in Babylon. They're going to be or stoned. They're not going to get away with that stuff anymore. Yahweh's going to put a stop to it. That's the whole reason why there will be 144,000 guys. I'm really looking forward to that day, guys. Like it's it's in me every day. I think about it. Like, it affects my work. It's hard for me to concentrate. Like, I find just my mind wandering about it all day long, all day long, all day long. All right, Zechariah 14, and how much time I got left? Still got plenty of time. That's nice. Zechariah 14. Hey guys, it's him. Okay, don't give the glory to me. Give it to him, because I'm just a servant. I'm just here sharing this stuff with you because I enjoy it. I find joy in this. Okay, especially when I'm making videos. I really enjoy it. I have such a good time because I know people are going to be learning. Yes, I know people are backbiting. And I know that 9 times out of 10, 99% of the time, the people I'm replying to and proving wrong with the scripture, they're not going to hear a word that I'm saying because of pride. Guys, pride is so deadly. I've seen it break good people. Don't allow pride to consume you guys. I'm telling you right now. You can grow and learn so much more if you can just, like I've had to do. I've had to do it myself. When you can just sit there and say, okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Wrong. I'm ready to hear what you have to say. Just like with Jason, I was trying to set a good example with you guys with Jason when I was live with him, not last weekend, but the weekend before last when we were talking about the 7 heads and 10 horns um, and the Babylon and the beast that was and is not and is to come. I was sitting there, mouth shut, open ears. That's it. When somebody's wiser than you that's coming to you with this stuff and saying, hey, listen, listen, guys, telling you, listen, you will grow so much more, so much more. But if you allow pride to overwhelm you, you're going to be stuck, just like the rest of these people who believe in 70 AD or denying the Messiah or any of that stuff that's going on. That's why they're stuck. It's because pride will cut you off, guys. He's testing you with knowledge, wisdom. He's testing people's hearts right now. And if you have pride in your heart and he tests you with knowledge and you begin to become prideful or boastful about it, he's going to cut you off. He will cut you off. So be mindful of that, guys. All right. Zechariah 14. Sorry, I kind of went off on a little tangent there. Zechariah 14. Look, a day is coming for Yahweh when your plunder will be divided in your midst. I will gather all the nations against Jerusalem. I'm sorry, no, that wasn't the gathering of the elect. My apologies. That one caught me off guard. It's a little bit further down. It's talking about the nations that are gathered against Israel to the four corners of the earth. I was wrong. So sorry. I will gather all the nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city will be captured, and they will loot the houses, and the women will be raped. Half of the city will go into exile, but the remainder of the people will not be cut off from the city. Then Yahweh will go forth and fight against those nations, the 144,000. I need to really start finger pointing so I stop losing my place. Like when he fights on the day of battle, on that day his feet will stand on what is going. Oh my gosh, my phone's doing this silly thing here. This puzzle. I don't know what that's all about. All right. Now I really lost my spot. On that day his feet will stand on the Mount of Olives, which faces Jerusalem on the east. Messiah is coming from the east. And the Mount of Olives will be split in half from east to west by a very great valley. And half of the mountain will be withdrawn toward the north, and the other half toward the south. And you will flee by the valley of my mountains, because the valley of the mountains will reach Azel. And you will flee like you fled from the earthquake in the days of King Azaziah of Judah. And Yahweh my God, oh, is this Zechariah speaking? Yahweh my God, it's our Messiah speaking, guys. Remember, Revelation 19:10. He is the spirit of prophecy. He is speaking on behalf of Yahweh, or he's speaking for Yahweh, or he's speaking for himself. Be mindful of that when you're studying prophecy, guys, because Messiah is speaking all throughout this book. And you just caught it right there. And Yahweh, my God, will come, and all the holy ones with him. 144,000. And then on that day, there will be no light. The sun and the moon shall be darkened. The precious things will congeal. There shall be continuous day. It is known to Yahweh, not day and not night. And at evening time, there will be light. And then on that day, living waters will flow out from Jerusalem, half of them to the eastern sea, and the other half to the western sea. Us and them, these two lands, the east and the west, the waters, the living waters, which is his wisdom, his word will flow. It's all prophetic speech, guys. When you're reading this stuff, you got to think about the deeper meaning behind it, because it's once you really, really grasp what it's really saying, it becomes 100 times more beautiful, guys. Like, words can't describe. And it will happen both in the summer and in the winter. And Yahweh will be king over all the earth on that day. Yahweh will be one, and his name one. All the land will be transformed into a desert, and Geba to Rimmon south of Jerusalem, but it will rise up high, and it will stay. It in its place from the gate of Benjamin to the place of the former gate up to the corner gate, and from the tower of Hananel to the king's wine presses, sorry, I'm losing my place here. And they will dwell in it, and there will be no more ban imposed, and Jerusalem will dwell in security in the land of Zion. And this will be the plague with which Yahweh will strike all the peoples that fight against Jerusalem. Is this the Jerusalem that's over there overseas? Mm-mm. Jerusalem is scattered. It's representing the inhabitants, which represents Judah. From those who come from the waters of Judah, who are either mixed with another tribe of Israel, which would be me, because I'm mostly Judah, and I'm also, what was that? I think it was Naphtali. No, it wasn't Naphtali. Ephraim. Sorry, yeah, Ephraim. Mixed with Judah and Ephraim. And this will be the plague which Yahweh will strike all the peoples that fight against Jerusalem. Their flesh will rot while they are standing on their feet, and their eyes will rot in their sockets, and their tongues will rot in their mouths. And then on that day, a great panic from Yahweh will fall on them, and they will seize one another's hand, and the hand of the one will be raised against the hand of another. Remember what happened in the time of the giants, guys. He sent a confusion amongst them, and they all start fighting against each other and unaliving each other. Same thing. It's nothing new under the sun. Same exact thing. And Judah also will fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the surrounding nations will be collected, gold and silver and garments in great abundance. Like this plague will be the plague of the horse, the mule, the camel, and the donkey, and every kind of animal in those camps. It's not talking about animals, y'all. I know it just said animals. It's not animals. Muslims and another people I can't say on here, I'll probably get banned. That's who it's talking about. If you know the parables between Enoch 85 through 91, and you understand those parables, you'll know exactly who this is talking about, and it's not animals. It's parables. Like this plague will be the plague of the horse, the mule, and the camel, and the donkey, and every kind of animal in those camps. And then every survivor from all those nations coming against Jerusalem, all those people who survived that came up against Israel, will go up year after year to worship the King Yahweh of hosts and celebrate the Feast of Booths, or the Festival of Sukkot, whichever way you want to say it. And then whoever of the clans of the earth does not go up to Jerusalem to worship the King Yahweh of hosts, it will not rain on them. That means they will have no wisdom or understanding. They won't have a part of those latter rains. They'll be cut off. And in the clan of Egypt will not, and if the clan of Egypt will not go up and come in on them, will be that plague Yahweh inflicts on the nations that do not go up to celebrate the Feast of Booths. This will be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all the nations that do not go up and celebrate the Feast of Booths, or Festival of Sukkot. On that day there will be inscribed on the bells of the horses, holy to Yahweh, and the cooking pots in the house of Yahweh will be holy, like the sacrificial basins before the altar, and every cooking pot in Jerusalem and in Judah will be holy to Yahweh of hosts, and all those who sacrifice will come and will take from them. Again, guys, the sacrificing. You're sacrificing your slaughterings, your wine offerings, your meat offerings, your drink offerings are not what you think they are. They're your lips. You're speaking out when you go into your prayer closet and you Pray in private, where no one can see you, privately, with an open mouth. That's your sacrifices. That's your slaughterings. It's not what people think. People immediately say, oh, we're going to go back to killing animals, and no understanding of the scriptures. And every cooking pot in Jerusalem and Judah will be holy unto Yahweh, and all those who sacrifice will come and will take from them and will cook in them, and there will be no longer a Canaanite in the house of Yahweh of hosts on that day, it is written. No more Canaanites, guys. If you don't know who that is, you don't have an excuse, and I don't mean to say this to be ignorant to you guys, please. You don't have an excuse. There's a reason why Canaan is not allowed to be in this place. You need to study out who they are. It's very important. I know a lot of you in here do know because you studied. You did what you were supposed to do. You studied Genesis 10 with an honest heart and not tried to beat around the bush like these BHI people. With an honest heart, you went and studied this stuff out and you found who these people are. It's important. That's right. John Ryan, it's dogs. Same exact people that unalived our Messiah. They were just Esau. Same thing. Dogs. Foxes. Jackals. There it is. All right. I need to take just a small breath here and find out where I'm going here now. I got time to cover it. When I hear people playing that music, I say, turn that Canaanite stuff off. You understand, guys? I'm surrounded by dudes at work that just flood me with either a mixture of rap music, which I can't stand, and Fallen Angel music, Breaking Benjamin, Creed, and 3 Days Grace, and Disturbed, and all those. I gotta listen to that crap all day long. Okay, so when people say, "Oh, he listens to that music, and that's why he has no understanding," no, I'm forced to listen to that music, and while I'm standing there, I'm listening to the lyrics. I'm not singing along. I'm actually listening to what's being said. I'm like, shit, if these people actually knew what they were hymning to, it. Once you're awake, guys, and you understand scripture. It's the same thing when you're listening to the music industry. You can hear the message that's actually being said. That's Satan's prophets. That's his prophets right there. He likes to prophesy through his music because of what? He's a musician, guys. Come on now. The good old story of Melchizedek. I can never say that word right. Melchizedek. No, that's not it. But that story, or that the Dead Sea Scrolls on that, explains a lot of that with the music. Oh, they do. Meshua David. Yeah, they absolutely do. Yeah. You start listening to the lyrics and just listen to actually what's being said. It's either um, they're crying out to Yahweh, begging for forgiveness, but then it's like a mixture of emotions because then the next song, they'll be cursing him and wanting his son dead. I mean, they talk about it all the time, all the time, all the time. He's made so many threats of burning this whole world down in music. It's not even funny. People just don't notice it. They think it's the artist that's just speaking out in emotion. No, it's Satan speaking through them that he wants to burn this place down, and he will. Yes, music does control you. Yeah, this is going to be a long chapter. I better get nice and hydrated here. And then we'll close with this tonight, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Really do. Like I said, I only covered 4 witnesses. I've got, let me look here. And I didn't even write them all down. I just wrote down enough for the tonight, and it was still too much. I've got, we did 4 witnesses, and we did 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we did 6 witnesses, and I still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to go on this. But as you know, guys, time is time. We're going over to Deuteronomy 32, Song of Moses. Oh, I love it too. It's just, guys, I hope you understand. There's some days after this long heat that I just want to just crawl through the door. Oh, dude, yeah. I went old school. I was doing those little disposables, and I found out those aren't regulated here in America. They're not. They're from China. They're not regulated. These juices that are made in America are regulated, and I didn't want to puff on China stuff anymore, so I went back here to America stuff, and I actually like it better. So it's smoother. Um, Heck, the disposable vapes that I was doing, they'll give you chest pains. All right, let's see here. Do, do, do. Yes, practice. Oh, dude, I've already had that hit me so many times, Jason. I just, whatever. It's my live. I'll do whatever the heck I want. And to be honest with you guys, I prefer it to stay small like this in the lives. I'm not looking for publicity. I'm not looking for thousands and thousands of people following me. No, I know that a lot of people don't want to hear this. Okay. And that's a good thing. All right. Seriously. Because some of the stuff that we can talk about can get very deep, very deep. And some of it's just not for everybody's ears. All right. Deuteronomy 32, verse 1. It is a beautiful fellowship. I love it. Give ear, O heavens, and I will speak, and let the earth hear the words of my mouth. So everybody in here, you need to be with very open ear to what's going on here, because this is some deep stuff right now I'm about to be getting into. May my teaching trickle like the dew, the rains, yeah, his words that sprinkle water upon you to clean you, sanctified through the word. My words like rain showers on tender grass, and like spring showers on new growth. New growth, guys, us who are waking up. Can you guys figure that out? For I will proclaim the name of Yahweh, ascribe greatness to our God. The rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are just. He is a faithful God and without injustice. Righteous and upright is he. They have behaved corruptly toward him. They are not his children. This is their flaw, a generation crooked and perverse. Remember, you are no longer my people, but in those days you shall be called sons of the living God. Hosea. I love how Moses, or Yeshua speaking through Moses here in this song, knew that this was going to happen, that we would be divorced, guys. That's what it's talking about right now. Let me read it again. The rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are just. He is a faithful God, and without injustice. Righteous and upright is he. They have behaved corruptly toward him. They are not his children. This is their flaw, a generation crooked and perverse. Like this, do you treat Yahweh, foolish and unwise people? Is this how you treat your God, guys? Has he not, your Father, created you? He made you, and he established you. Remember the days of old. Remember the days of old, people. All this stuff that happened in the Torah, because again, it's going to be a second Exodus. So you have to remember the day of old, guys. The years long past, ask your father, and he will inform you. Your elders, and they will tell you. When the Most High apportioned the nations, at his dividing up the sons of humankind, he fixed the boundaries of the peoples according to the numbers of the sons of God, the sand of the sea, and the waves that roar. But it's a forever perpetual boundary that cannot be crossed. That's in Jeremiah, guys. Remember the days of old. Okay, I just read that. When the Most High apportioned the nations, I just read that too, sorry, according to the number of sons of God. Verse 9, for Yahweh's portion was his people, Jacob, the share of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land, and in howling desert wasteland. He encircled him. Guys, this is all in Ezekiel. You can read all about this in Ezekiel, when he found her and cloaked her. Oh, it's a beautiful parable, guys. He encircled him. He cared for him. He protected him like the apple of his eye. As an eagle stirs up its nest, hovers over its young, spreads out its wings and takes them, carries them on its pinions, so Yahweh alone guided him. And there was no foreign god accompanying him. And he set him on the high places of the land. And he fed him the crops of the field. And he nursed him with honey from crags, the Torah. And with oil from flinty rocks, the anointing. With curds from the herd, the Torah. With milk from the flock, the Torah. And with fat of young rams, and rams, the offspring of Bashan, and with goats, along with the finest kernels of wheat, and with the blood of grapes, you drink fermented wine. The doctrine, guys. And Jeshurun grew fat, and he kicked, he grew fat. You bloated, and you became obsidianate. I don't know why they choose to word this so weird. I don't know why. And he abandoned God, his maker. Who? Israel. And he scoffed at the rock of his salvation. They made him jealous with strange gods, Baal, Trinity. With detestable things they provoked him. They sacrificed to the demons, not God, to gods whom they had not known, new gods whom came from the recent times. Their ancestors have not known them. The rock who bore you, you neglected, and you forgot God, the one giving you birth. The woman in labor? Come on, guys. I hope you're listening. I hope you're listening, people. You need to be paying very close attention to this. The one giving you birth. Then Yahweh saw, and he spurned them because of the provocation of his sons and his daughters. So he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what will be their end, for they are a generation of perversity, children in whom there is no faithfulness. They annoyed me with what is not God. They provoked me with their idols. So I will make them jealous with those not a people, those who are no people. Why are they wording this like this? This is kind of frustrating, guys. Sorry. Those not a people, With a foolish nation I will provoke them. Canaan, Esau. For the fire was kindled by my anger, and it burned up the depths of Sheol, the wrath, and it devoured the earth and its produce. The 144,000 devours the earth and everything growing on it, which are the peoples, guys, the produce. And it set afire the foundation of the mountains. I will heap disasters upon them. My arrows I will spend upon them. The bright arrows in Jeremiah, the 144,000. It's all talking about the 144,000, guys. Moses knew what was going to happen all the way at the end. I will heap disasters upon them. My arrows I will spend on them. They will become weakened by famine and consumed by plague and bitter pestilence. And the teeth of wild animals I will send against them with the poison of the creeping things in the dust. Serpents. Is this animals or is this peoples? The Bible tells you who those peoples are. It's right there in Psalms 83. The adversaries. Satan's called the adversary, and those nations are called the adversaries. That's why it's probably best that you guys actually study who these adversaries are in the world today. And then once you realize who they are, you're going to be like, oh, shit, we are really in this time right now. Because as he promised, he would use these adversaries to consume us, guys, as a part of his displeasure, his indignation, his whip, his punishment upon Jacob. And only a remnant's going to come out of it, guys. All right. They will become weakened by famine and consumed by plague and bitter pestilence, and the teeth of wild animals I will send against them with the poison of the creeping things in the dust. For outside her boundaries the sword will make her childless, and from inside terror, both for the young man and also the young woman, the infant along with the gray-headed man. I thought I will wipe them out. I will make people forget they ever existed. Who? If I had not feared the provocation of the enemy, lest their foes might misunderstand. They will misunderstand. They think that they're doing this on their own. No, 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 no. No, they're not. Yahweh's allowing them to do this as part of punishment for Israel. Let me go back again. If I had not feared the provocation of the enemy, lest their foes misunderstand, lest they should say, our hand is triumphant, our hand did this. And Yahweh did not do all of this, did not allow us to do this to his children. For they are a nation void of counsel, meaning they have no understanding. And there is not any understanding in them. If only they were wise, but they're not wise. They would understand this. They would discern for themselves their end. How could one chase 1,000 and two could cause a myriad, 10,000 to flee? If their rock, their God, Satan, had not sold them, and Yahweh had not given them up. For the fact of the matter is, their rock is not like our rock. Allah, he's not like our rock. Not even close. For their vine is the vine of Sodom, and from their terraces of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of poison, their clusters are bitter. Their wine, their doctrine, is the poison of serpents. Satan's doctrine. And their deadly poison of horned vipers. Is this not stored up with me, sealed in my treasuries? Vengeance belongs to me. His vengeance is upon the nations that went against his people. He will avenge us for what's happening right now. And also recompense, for at the time their foot slips, because the day of their disaster is near. So if any of you all are in here watching my live, enjoy your fun while you got it, because it's coming to an end. BHI, Palestine, Muslims, all of y'all who flooded our country and are acting fools right now, enjoy your fun, because it's going to end suddenly and swiftly. For Yahweh will judge on behalf of his people and concerning his servants, the 144, he will change his mind when he sees that their power has disappeared, when they're almost completely destroyed. And there is no one left confined or free. And he will say, where are their gods, their rock in whom they took refuge, who ate the fat of their sacrifices, who accepted their prayers? Remember, we just went through that? Their gods, Baal, Jesus, Trinity. Where are those gods? Why haven't they came and saved them from this displeasure of these nations void of counsel that Yahweh used to send against his people, to bring them down till there's hardly any left? And those who are left will be the remnant. But it goes deeper than that, guys, because even of that remnant, there will be a sifting. All the rebels who don't want to listen, who want to whine and cry and say, "Oh, it was better for us if we would have just stayed in Babylon. Oh, it would have been better if you would have just left us here alone. Things would have been so much better if I could have just stayed at home." You will be purged, people. Remember what happened. Remember the book of Joshua, because the book of Joshua is going to become fully fulfilled. That's Zephaniah 3, guys. Same with the Moses. Yeah, exact same thing. Yeah. Let them be to you, I'm sorry, let me read that again. Who ate the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their libations, let them rise up and let them help you. Let them be to you a refuge. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God beside me. I put to death, and I give life. I wound, and I heal. There is not one who delivers from my hand. For indeed, I lift up my hand to the heaven, our Messiah, the right hand. Where was I? I just lost my place again. For indeed I lift my hand to the heaven, and I promise, as I live forever, when I sharpen my flashing sword, our Messiah, and my hand takes hold of it in judgment. Who's judging the nations? It's Messiah. The flashing sword. Yeah. Who's in control? Messiah or the Father? It's the Father, guys. Hold on a second. Where on earth did I just put that water at? I don't even know what I did with that. Oh well. Who knows? Okay. When I sharpen my flashing sword, Messiah, and my hand takes hold of it in judgment, I will take reprisals against my foes, and my haters I will repay. I will make my arrows, the 144,000, drunk with blood, and my sword, Messiah, shall devour flesh with the blood of the slain, and captives from the heads and leaders of the enemy. Call for songs of joy, O nations, concerning this people, for the blood of his servants he will avenge. And he will take reprisals against his foes, and he will make atonement for his land, his people, the promised land, Zion. Deep stuff, guys. Deep, deep stuff. How much time I got left? I don't have enough time. I was going to sing a second portion of that song to you guys. I don't know. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. I need to grab my water for a minute. There it is. I found it. All right. Tell you what. I'm done reading from this thing because they chose some hard words that I don't like. Isaiah 26. This is a song that will be sung, guys. Just for you guys to know. What is APTTMH? I don't know what that means. I'm stupid, guys, so I don't even know what that means. I see people say it a lot, and I have no idea what it means. All praises to the Most High. Okay. All right. See, I'm stupid, y'all. Isaiah 26. In that day, the song is sung in the land of Judah. We have a strong city. He sets up deliverance walls and ramparts. Open the gates, the 12 gates. 12 gates. Let the righteous nation which guards the truth, the law, enter in. The one steadfast in mind you guard in perfect peace, for he trusts in you. Trust in Yahweh forever, for in Yah is rock of all ages. For he shall bring down those who dwell on high. He lays the exalted city low. He lays it low to the earth. He brings it down to the dust. A foot tramples it down. The feet of poor, footsteps of needy. The path of the righteous is uprightness, O upright one. You weigh the course of the righteous. Also in the path of your right rulings, O Yahweh, we have waited for you. The longing of your being is for your name and for the remembrance of you. My being, Messiah speaking now, guys. You should be open your ears, because this is Messiah speaking. Spirit of prophecy. My being longs for you in the night. Also my spirit within me seeks you earnestly. For when your right rulings are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world shall learn righteousness. The wrong finds favor, yet he shall not learn righteousness in the land of straightforwardness. He acts perversely and does not see the excellency of Yahweh. All these people who want to reject the Torah, they're not going to see the excellency of Yahweh. Guys, I can't stress you. The majority of the world's going to hell. I'm just going to tell you that outright. Oh Yahweh, your hand, Messiah, is high. They do not see. They see the adore of the people and are ashamed. Also, let the fire for your adversaries consume them. O Yahweh, you establish peace for us, for you have also done all our works in us. O Yahweh, our Elohim, other masters besides you, you have had rule over us. Only in you do we make mention of your name. The dead do not live, the departed spirits do not rise. Therefore you have visited and destroyed them, and made all their remembrance to perish. You shall increase the nation, the remnant. O Yahweh, you shall increase the nation. You are esteemed. You shall expand all the borders of the land. O Yahweh, in distress they shall visit you. The birth pains that I've been telling y'all about. They shall pour out prayer when your disciplining is upon them. Because of birth pains, guys. When we're in turmoil, we turn to Yahweh. When we're not, everything's good. We seem to forget about him. As a woman with child and about to give birth writhes and cries out in her pain, so shall we be before your face, O Yahweh. We have conceived, we writhed in pain, we have given birth to wind, east wind, the 144. We have not accomplished deliverance in the earth, nor have the inhabitants of the world fallen. Let your dead live together with my dead body. Messiah speaking here, the resurrection. Let them arise. Awake and sing, you who dwell in the dust, for your dew is the dew of light, and let the earth give birth to the departed spirits. The resurrection. Go, my people. This is going to be talking about the time of displeasure, people, which is the first half of the tribulation. Go, my people, enter your rooms. Shut your doors behind you and hide yourself as it were. No, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. No, this is when the remnant's already in the promised land. I am so sorry. I was 100% wrong. 100% wrong. Go, my people, enter your rooms and shut your doors behind you. Hide yourself as it were for a little while until the displeasure is past. Okay, no, maybe I wasn't wrong. Gosh, the displeasure. The displeasure is the first half of the tribulation. The wrath of Yahweh is the last half of the tribulation. Sorry, guys. I'm not perfect, okay? For look, Yahweh is coming out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their crookedness, and the earth shall disclose her blood and no longer cover her killed ones. The resurrection. The second song that will be sung. Two songs. Song of Moses and that song. There's other songs too. Yeah, it is sad, but you know what? Only a remnant's going to be saved. So you guys should be very happy that you guys can understand this. The only reason why that you guys can understand this, guys, is because he's calling you out of the world. Many will be called, but few will be chosen. He's calling you out. He's whispering in your ear. You can hear this. You can understand this. I know a lot of people couldn't understand some of the prophecies. I just read those two songs, but there's a reason for that. I'm not going to say why, but he's calling you out to be obedient, guys. All you have to do is be obedient. So do you guys have any questions? Is that why I'm starting to feel hated? Everybody's feeling hated right now, my dear. That's right. Be in one mind and one accord. And I just want to say, I know there's some brothers in here. I'm going to just put this out here. I'm not trying to drag the horse out on this, okay? Brothers and sisters who believe in keeping the morning Sabbath, just hear me out. Don't leave, okay? I need you guys to realize how important it is that we are all in one mind. There's not going to be division in the kingdom. There's not going to be people keeping the Sabbath one day and keeping the Sabbath another time. It's not going to fly, guys. We have to become one mind. We have to become one mind in understanding. We can't have this division, guys. We can't. Look at how evil it's made some of these people and how arrogant and how prideful they are. To the point I've pushed them so far into a corner where they literally started acting insane. And I'm not exaggerating. They're saying the most obsidious, insane things that I've ever seen somebody say, just because they're too prideful to say, I'm wrong. That's crazy, guys. That if you guys are on this Sabbath morning Sabbath train, you need to go back and look in my videos and look at these comments that these people are saying. They have no argument. They have no proof other than their thoughts, their vain ideas. And that's why I did what I did with those people. You think I was trying to convince them? No. I know they're not going to be convinced. I can smell the pride stinking off them like somebody just took a fresh dump. I'm serious. They're not going to hear anything. I did that for you guys. I did it for y'all. I didn't do it for me, and I didn't do it for them because I knew they wouldn't hear. I did it for you guys who are wishy-washy on which way you want to go. I did it for y'all. So you can see and realize that the people you've been hanging around with have no understanding on what they're talking about when it comes to Sabbath. That's why I did what I did. But I'm not going to drag this horse out any longer. I know some of you are still on the lines. But guys, I'm telling you, we just read it in Isaiah 28. Let those who enter the gates guard the truth, who guard the truth, and are of sound mind, steadfast mind, meaning they're not wishy-washy in their doctrine. Seriously, it's something for y'all to think about. We got to be in one mind, y'all. It's nothing to be hateful towards you or anything. We have to be in one mind. If we're not in one mind, there's going to be a problem. And when we're leading people into that place to where we need to go, it's going to cause division. It's going to cause strife. It's not going to be good. Yes, Judah, Jason is a very wise brother. I love him to death, and I trust him too. But brother, you should be studying this stuff out for yourself. That's why me, Jason, Adrian, all of us will tell you, don't believe me. Believe the words that are coming out of the book. Don't trust me. Don't trust Jason. Don't trust Adrian. Don't trust Emmanuel. Trust the words that we're reading from the truth, the book of truth. And go study it and find yourself to be approved. I love Jason 100%. I love Emmanuel. I love Adrian. And I know you guys love me. But guys, and I know that we understand this quite a bit, but you guys have to do this yourselves. This takes some self-effort here. I know the prophets are scary for a lot of people. Just go into them. Just go into them. That's what I did. I wasn't scared. I just went, whoop. All right. Okay, I don't understand the damn word this says, but I'm going to keep going. Keep going. And for 4 years, I just kept reading and reading and reading and reading. And eventually, I started hearing whispers of the Messiah. It's like, is that the Messiah? Not like I wasn't hearing literal audio whispers, but I was starting to see it in the prophets. I'm like, is that him speaking? No, that's not him speaking. No, I'm just imagining things. Reading through the Psalms, I'm like, man, I really feel like this is Messiah speaking. What's going on here? No, it ain't him. I'm just going to keep reading. Then those whispers started to become very audible. I started hearing it clear as day, and it all started to make sense. So you guys just got to keep studying, man. Even if you don't understand it. And reach out to people who are wise. They'll help you. Adrian will help you. I'll help you. Jason will help you. We're not going to just force feed you. We're going to point you in the right direction to where to study and how to understand, which that's how it's supposed to be done. But with that, guys, I got to get off here. It's 10 o'clock. I got to get ready for bed. So, guys, it was beautiful. I had a good time. It was wonderful. I hope you all learned something. And you guys have a good night, okay? I got to get something to eat. I haven't ate since I came home, and I need to get the hit in the sack. So, guys, it was a pleasure, and you guys have a good night, okay? Much love.